Hamas massacred a bunch of Israelis back in October because they learned that one of their king's child brides in America turned out to be a boy. Probably the only reason the organization ever existed. It's an exact vendetta for one of these idiot doctors sells a paper child bride to flat Earth, and it turns out to have a penis. And that's not necessarily they get away with it usually, because as long as it was the kid's fault. It's just they're just ridiculous. Their religion, and I use the term loosely because everybody just thinks Islam. Well, all religions are the same. Let's fight about which one's right. Islam isn't even a religion. I'm not at the table with Islam. So if that means I'm not a member of the Catholic Church, Christian enough for the likes of you anyway. Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Christian, if it's against your religion to pretend to be mine and take a dive, we can work together. I'll figure something out. I don't claim to know God's plan. I just know it was written in Greek. Screw it. If anybody can hear me right now who's not a child molester or some other kind of fucking monster has access to Washington, tell them Dr. Noel D. Smith has been denied access to regular communications. It's not allowed. I'm not allowed to talk to Washington. Homos and fucking retards are asserting non-interdiction to protect child molestation victims to death. See, Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm technically on probation right now. Like I'm under investigation, but you can't outsource essential services, critical infrastructure to the other side of Somalia and act like there's something wrong with me. I pay my phone bill. Allowing them to do that means that we are going to end up at war somewhere where we don't have total control of communications. And it's not necessarily them. It's these idiot doctors ripping off the insurance company on behalf of them and acting like it's the law. Well, first, do no harm. You're not even a goddamn doctor. If your only claim to sovereignty is that you work for the Muslims, you're Taliban. Ambassador Chris Stevens died because some idiot doctor. First, Christopher Snitchins got him to ban waterboarding because it's torture. That atheist pussy got 0 water up his nose. Are you hydrophobic now, Snitchins? Gay mafia. Torture causes phobia. If it doesn't cause a permanent, if you're not afraid of bamboo or Coke bottles for the rest of your life, it wasn't torture. It was an inconvenience. Oh, it was terrible. How much money did you make by forcing the army to try to interrogate prisoners of war or enemy combatants? They don't actually have separation church and state, but these enemy combatants, you played a pivotal role in enforcing these camel ranchers from the flat side of the planet to wrestle naked, smeared in shit. Those you Snitchins. I'm not after every single enemy of the state. Charles Buckley died. Nobody gave a shit. CIA said, fuck it. If my phone stops working in the Devil's Playground, I want to know who to kill. I'm probably going to Houston. The Mockingbird is already stupid because you can't mock somebody who doesn't, I don't get it. Maybe I'm retarded. I'm twice your size. So, do I want to go to jail today? That's what you're asking. I can banter with Houston. There's grown men in Houston. We can sort out our differences amongst ourselves. We don't need London to come help. These homos are calling us crazy, Houston. Feminazi bimbo nanny state. Oh, I don't know how to deal with it. Islamic State is a contradiction in terms. They recognize no distinction between church and state, so it's a cult. Klaus Schwab, how did he get Trump's job? We want Trump in there, okay? So that we can milk him. We want all our gold back, not a Nazi to blame. You stupid fucking jinglehead zombie apocalypse. So what did they say? Oh, well, it's Schwab's fault because he invested in whatever, or he did whatever. That means the homos and fucking retards chasing other people's kids around like they owe money for the past 50-year crack epidemic full of school shootings are still deciding what intelligence goes where. The people responsible for robbing, raping, and blaming little boys in surgery are still the messenger of Allah. They still have their job. Central Intelligence, you're supposed to restaff that outfit. I'm worth more than the whole goddamn thing. Regardless of what any one geopolitical entity does to any other, without that embassy, if your religion compels you to pretend to be one of my flocks so you can leave me holding the bag for my own decimation, I want to erase your point of origin from God's reality. What Russia does to Poland, or vice versa, is on the Russians and the Polacks. But the Eastern Orthodox Church is not going around claiming that Polacks were actually born Russian, so they could just wreak havoc on the Polish. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the United Nations acting like they protect democracies and they want to prevent World War III badly, but they also protect Islam. It's just deviant, predatory, child sex traffickers and sex tourists act like they're the boss of us. The rest of the world thinks America is godless. They don't realize the messenger of Allah made it this way. America still has all its mineral rights, and Idi Amin was never a king of Scotland. They didn't want to change the map. It was an inconvenience because Gandhi wasn't Hindu, and they've been raping the Boers for 100 years. More little goddamn stupid blonde kids. They love them. They can't get enough. If an African is born albino, it's a ginger. Gingers have magical properties. They ate that kid's arm. 200,000 people starved to death for us to justify a humanitarian mission to Somalia. They ate our pilots. I don't know if you're qualified to manage a call center, let alone Washington. Mossad, if you're watching this, shoot whoever needs to commit suicide and make sure, Redfin the president. He's obviously unaware that one of the victims, they tried to kill him, and he went and did the damn thing and found out, and it's too late. I'm not gonna have some communist coward faggot scapegoating me for all the bullshit that we the people have been stuck paying for since 9/11. Somebody got suckered into casting a stone, and now they feel guilty, and we're all gonna fucking die.